welcome to the Geek Side Podcast debut part 2, subtitled, It's a Star Wars Life. Because it's a Star Wars life for us. No? Didn't buy that? Alright, whatever. This is the Geek Side Podcast. Aaron went into a little more detail about what that is. It is the first in a Halfcock Media production. Halfcock Media is my baby. Aaron is on board with everything that I do. The Geek Side Podcast is the first production we're doing together. It's the podcast. It's the big deal. It's the thing we've been working on for the last 6 months. And it is coming out the first of the year. What we wanted to do is we wanted to make our first episode about Star Wars. In a few short hours, The Rise of Skywalker releases. People are going nuts. A lot of people are going to go see it. It's the culmination of 40 plus years of Star Wars, and we thought, what better place to start? I mean, come on. Our name, our logo, makes all kinds of Star Wars references. And like Aaron said, our podcast is more about the geek side of life, but we went with a lot of Star Wars references because I think I can speak for both of us when I say Star Wars was that jumping off point for both of us when it comes to pop culture fandom. That being said, we wanted to make these videos and talk a little bit about what Star Wars has meant to us over the years. We're doing it separately, and then we're going to come together on the podcast, and boom, there we go. So, Star Wars. Unlike Aaron, I wasn't born when Star Wars first came out. He's a little older than me, a little cranky. Anyway, it was released 1977. I was released 1979. So, I was a little bit behind. I didn't get my first dive into Star Wars until my father took me to a re-screening of Return of the Jedi in 1985. So, for that reason, Return of the Jedi is probably always going to be my favorite Star Wars film, but that was what started it all for me. I can't remember the theater we went to, little things like that. I don't remember. I was 5 years old, but I do remember looking up at that screen and just being blown away. Just my 5-year-old brain just couldn't handle it. And I loved it. Absolutely fell in love with it. And we got home, and my dad said, well, if you love that, here, watch these. And that was it. I was hooked. I ate up everything Star Wars that I could get my little tiny hands on. New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, watched them time and time and time and time again, just like all of you have. And then 2 years later, I made my first dive into the dark side. My stepbrother, while I was home with my mom, I went to my father's on the weekends. My stepbrother decided that the costume I picked out for Halloween, he wanted to wear. So I show up for trick or treat that weekend and get told that I don't get to wear my Gamorrean guard costume that I picked out. I have to preface this by saying I was a good kid. I was not prone to fits. I was not prone to temper tantrums. They were very, very rare. But my little brain said, screw that. I want to wear my Star Wars costume. I've seen fits work for you guys. I'm going to throw a fit. So I threw a monumental fit about not getting to wear my pig guard costume. And it worked. My dad and my stepmom kind of went, what the hell is happening? Let him wear it for the God. Oh my, just let him wear it. And I got to wear my costume. So Dad, former stepmom, you got owned by a 7-year-old. Cheers. Anyway, that was my first dive into the dark side. And I've been hooked ever since. Like I said, I ate up everything I could. If it was Star Wars related, I was into it, even to the point of the made-for-TV Ewok movies. Now, I know some of you are saying those aren't really Star Wars. Well, to my little, 6, 7, 8-year-old mind, they were Star Wars. They were Ewoks. Ewoks were in Star Wars. This is Star Wars. And I loved them. And to be honest with you, I don't care. Even now, I enjoy those movies because it was a part of my childhood. That's what Star Wars meant to me. So I do enjoy them now, even though I look at them through a totally different lens than most people do. Jump way ahead to the prequel trilogy coming out. It revitalized Star Wars. We were all excited about it. And one fateful night, a friend of mine called me up and said, "Hey, I have 2 tickets to the midnight showing of Phantom Menace. Do you want to go?" And I said, "Duh! Yes, I want to go." So I went. I got to see all the people with their costumes and their lightsabers and their yay! And I got to see the midnight showing of Phantom Menace. It was a huge deal. I subsequently went to see Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith in theaters as well. Totally revitalized Star Wars for me and for everybody else. I purchased every action figure, every poster, every mug, everything Star Wars that I can for the that I could for the prequel trilogy. I got my hands on. I collected it all. Had a blast. And then, you know, the sequel trilogy when The Force Awakens came out. It was a little bit different time in my life. I had kids. I had responsibilities. I couldn't go see those in theaters. But as soon as I could get my hands on them, I watched them. I tried to introduce my oldest daughter to them. She was a little too young, didn't really buy into it. She thought they were cool, but couldn't really get into it. However, now she's totally digging Star Wars. We've recently watched the prequel trilogy all the way through. I've totally enjoyed doing that with my kid. It's been nice to actually, kind of like Aaron said, it's been nice to take what my dad did for me and give it to my daughter as well. And she is big time into The Mandalorian. Absolutely little Lady Gaga over Baby Yoda. Now, before somebody says, "It's not Baby Yoda," look, I got 99 problems, but calling it Baby Yoda ain't one. It's Baby Yoda. Shut up. I know it's not Yoda. It's a Baby Yoda. It's cool. It's the name that we've all given it. It's the name that's stuck. Say Baby Yoda, and even people that don't know Star Wars know what the hell that is. Baby Yoda. Awesome. Point is, it's been a lot of fun introducing my kid to Star Wars, and now we've got The Rise of Skywalker coming out in just a few short hours. I know Aaron's going to go see it on Christmas Day. That's his family tradition. I've talked about possibly going to see it with him and his family. Don't know if I'll get to. I do have obligations Christmas Day. But I'm definitely going to go see it soon. I'm not going to go, tonight when it comes out. I'm not going to go tomorrow. Probably not going to go the next day. Like I said, I've got family responsibilities. I can't just break away and go. But I'm definitely going to see it soon. And then Aaron and I are going to come together after the first of the year and do episode 1 of the Geek Side Podcast. And we're going to just go over everything Star Wars and the lifetime saga that it has been for us and all of you as well. So that's the thing. This podcast, like I said, it's about the geek side of life, but it's heavily influenced by Star Wars because Star Wars has heavily influenced just our fandom, no matter where that fandom went. I think Aaron and I both, it started with Star Wars. And that's why it's been such a big deal. So yeah, Star Wars means a lot to me. It's something I can always turn on no matter what mood I'm in and just get into it and enjoy and forget about the day. So I love it. Even love my comic books. Yeah, Star Wars, awesome stuff. As Aaron said, as we go on, as we make these videos, we're going to put the links to everything so that you can find us easily. We're going to tell you where you can find the podcast and listen. Please do, right here on YouTube, like, subscribe, ring that bell, just ding, 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 whatever, so that you get notifications when something comes out. We will continue putting content out there for you, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be talking all kinds of things, Star Wars, Other pop culture, I know Aaron is a big Doctor Who fan. We're going to be talking music because that fits into pop culture these days. Even food fits into pop culture these days, and Aaron and I both love to eat. So the podcast is going to be really fun. It's going to be all about the geek side of life and everything that we all geek out about. Stuff that we personally geek out about and stuff that you geek out about. We're going to try to dig into and see what we feel about it and tell you about it, and hopefully you listen and like it, and yay! But that's what I got for you. That's my debut part 2 for the Geek Side Podcast. I'm going to go back to my coffee. It's early, it's morning, and I'm just tired, so I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.